showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, woo, it's live and it's coming. Woo! Woo! Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy, and joining me is the greatest co-host in the world, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. Mikey, huge win in Baltimore. Bills edge out the Ravens 23-20. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How are you feeling?
Pay that man.
Man.
Pay that man.
I don't care what you got to do, Brandon Beane. Figure it out and figure it out soon. Because I keep telling y'all, he is playing at going up. I know his age is going up, but so is play.
He was the difference maker today. He was the difference maker today.
Yes, he was the difference maker. I also got to tell you, what a boneheaded decision by the Ravens on fourth down to not go to field goal. I get you want to be aggressive. I'm all for that. But for this kind of game, the way it was, right? Our offense wasn't like totally ticking. Yeah, we scored 17 unanswered at that point. But it wasn't like on fire where it's like, oh, God forbid if we give the ball back, give the ball back to Josh. It was still rainy. It was still kind of windy. No, I'm telling you, you take the field goal there.
We had been driving on them.
Yeah, but Mikey,
that's what Harbaugh does.
Bad decision. In my book, that was a bad decision.
Would you have been mad if McDermott?
No, depending on it all depends on the circumstances for me. I am very circumstantial. Okay. Very big time. It depends how the flow of the game's going. I've said that multiple times. All depends how the game's flowing, right? Like you go for it on fourth down when it matters the most, right? Like I said that before. McDermott has a bad habit of going for it when it's really not that needed, but not going for it when I feel it's needed, right? Mm-hmm. With the Ravens there, I felt like if they go for the field goal, they go up 23-20, it puts the pressure back on Josh Allen in the offense, right? With short time remaining, we have to drive the field, right, in bad conditions, right? And then we still have to hit the field goal. So who knows how that game goes?
What that tells me is he doesn't trust his defense and he trusts his offense more.
I agree. That I agree with, but you saw how that played out.
Scott, yeah, I'm with you, brother. However, will this finally quiet down those people who say we can't win the one-score game? By the way, talk about perfect clock management down the stretch of taking it down, getting the first down, kneeling it out, and kicking the field goal to win. You don't give them the ball back. Yeah,
talk about a second half adjustments by both Dorsey and
blanked them in the second half.
Nothing. Zero. We scored 23 unanswered. Or no, 20 unanswered points.
And don't forget, we spotted them. The 14 points, the 2 touchdowns they scored
100%.
Was off of 2 turnovers.
Yeah, 100%. I thought, you know what was weird? Is it just me? And I think that's why, I forget the player's name for the Ravens. He was so upset at the sideline. I think they were going to let Singletary score.
Yeah, Patrick Peters.
Yeah,
Singletary went down on his own.
I saw that. Like he was like, cool. Like you guys want to tackle me? I'll go down, no problem. You know what I mean? Like that was the plan. He was going to go down regardless. He had it in his head.
Carry him. Peters was trying to hold him up and carry him in the end zone.
Yes,
and then just pushed him down.
And he was like, cool. I'm
going to go down. It was such a smart play.
Yeah, and by the way, kudos to a lot of players, and that's one of them. I got to tell you, because he had an early fumble. He had an early fumble, right? And kudos to McDermott too for not taking him out of the game, because sometimes McDermott does that. He kept him in the game, and I got to go through the box. You want to go through the box score? I'll go through the box score. So Josh Allen, 19 of 36. So it wasn't a perfect day for him, but it was bad conditions.
He had 10 drops.
But yes, exactly. 5.9 carry, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception was tipped. We got to fix that, by the way. But anyways, Bills rushing. Josh Allen, 11 carries, 70 yards. Devin Singletary, 11 carries, 49 yards on a 4.5 average. So it wasn't as bad as we initially thought it was with the fumble. The fumble was bad, but he bounced back. Bills receiving, Stephon Diggs, four receptions, 62 yards, and Devin Singletary, 4 receptions, 47 yards. Dawson Knox came up with a huge reception at the end there for that drive. He 3 receptions, 40 yards. Khalil Shakir. Let's talk about Khalil Shakir. Mikey,
hero.
Listen, I think
hero.
I honestly, Mikey, listen, I think it's time. After seeing him step up in a big game, right? When we're down and bad conditions, when everyone else is dropping the ball up to that point, pretty much, except for Diggs. And even Diggs dropped a few.
Dropped a touchdown.
Exactly. But he was besides Shakir, he was the most, he caught the most ball. Like I relied on him the most, Joshua. But Shakir, I don't think he had any drops, and he had a perfect toe tap.
He was 2 for 2, 23 yards, but really the block at the end to spring Singletary.
Oh, dude, yes, by Knox, right? You're talking about the Knox play?
It was Knox
and Shakir,
and Shakir, and then Brown.
Yeah.
Singletary.
Brown coming at the end too. Yes, that was a beautiful play design, by the way. That was a beautiful call. Perfect, well done by the offense. Yeah, Mike. You know what, Mikey? You work that. Sometimes me and Mikey hit the show, and we're like,
I got the chat, brother.
All right, cool. So Shakir, I'm telling you right now, Mikey, in my opinion, after seeing what I saw in preseason and in his first game where things weren't going right, and players were going down like Crowder, McKenzie went down, right? Hopefully for McKenzie's back next week. Shakir stepped in a big moment and made big plays, and he's sure-handed as they get. And I really hope the coaches see that now and give him an opportunity starting next week. I honestly, even if both players are back, even if Crowder and McKenzie are back, I want to see Shakir. I want to see Shakir on the football field because he's a playmaker. I'm telling you, he's a playmaker.
And he brings the yards after catch that we thought Crowder was going to bring.
Yes, the yak. I think I texted you right away.
Yeah.
That first play, that was on him.
Tommy, Chewy comes in and says, what was said at halftime? I will tell you, up to probably that last drive before half, me and Tommy were like, they need to get the head out of their asses.
Yep. Body language, terrible.
The body language is terrible. At halftime, we felt way more comfortable. We were down 10. We felt if the defense could come out and get a stop, the offense seemed to pick something up on that last drive.
Yep.
And the came down, they kicked the field goal, stop again, and then all of a sudden we were, back in it. We tied it up. We stopped
the defense. The defense really is what
we were upbeat at halftime, wouldn't you say, Tommy? Like really?
Once again, I was not worried. Normally, I'd be texting Mike, he'd be like, "Bro, I just don't." Now, I did say it early. I'm not gonna lie because it was kind of having shades of the Colts game all over, right? Fumble early, right? Because listen, Singletary doesn't really put the ball on the ground that much, but he did, right? And Allen, an early interception on the first drive. It was just like things weren't going right? McKenzie getting hurt, drop passes. Baltimore just doing what they wanted. It seemed like at times, and I just felt like here comes the Colts game all over. A rainy, kind of a windy game. We're just not showing up, right? Nobody, offensively, defensively, and then something clicked. I want to say with the defense first. Midway through that second quarter, or maybe a little bit late in that second quarter, where they had to stop, which was huge because the offense, I think, failed.
The Edmonds blitz.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But because the offense failed, and we got the ball back just in enough time to score, leave them no time remaining, and go into the half only down 10. It was perfect, and that's why I was like, okay, you know what? I think Frazier's dialing it up now. And let's talk about Tremaine Edmonds and the linebacker blitz, which I've been telling you guys. I've been telling Mikey, you got to bring that. I'm not saying all the time, but on certain play calls. Because listen, last week against the Dolphins, I told Mikey this, and I even texted him. If they do the same play call, Leslie Frazier brings in Edmonds, that play is not happening. That 3rd and 22. I promise you it's not. Matter of fact, I know it's not because Tua is not Lamar Jackson. He would have been stuck there getting a sack, 100%. And look what happens. I feel like Edmonds and Milano get home almost all the time when they're sent in for a blitz. So why not do that from time to time, especially on 3rd and longs? bring a linebacker. It's okay, Frazier. And I think maybe Frazier's starting to see that. What do you think, Mikey?
No, I agree. I text you after, like later in the third quarter, or early, or maybe it was the fourth quarter when they made that drive. We kept getting him in third and longs, and he
Mhm.
would bring a safety rather than a linebacker. And I said he's got to stop doing that. Let
Right,
the safeties cover and bring Milano or Edmonds off of it, and stop blitzing from the strong side, because
right,
all they were doing was turning around, catching it, and getting the first down. You
right.
know, I know they like the exotic blitzes and dropping linemen and bringing the corners, but the safeties were getting down there late because we weren't bringing Poyer. We were
Mhm.
bringing Hamlin, and
Yeah,
they were getting down late, which
yeah,
then in turn allowed them enough time, and they picked it up. So I think we need to bring Milano and Edmonds more often when
yeah.
we do the blitzes. Stop bringing the safeties. Bring those linebackers.
100%. They're fast enough, especially
They're
Edmonds.
missiles, man. They're
Yeah,
missiles.
Edmonds has some serious speed. So does Milano, but I think Edmonds a little bit faster than
Okay,
Milano. But I gotta say, they're both tackling machines. When
I
they
gotta
get you,
say,
they're yeah. Go ahead,
Milano was all over the place
dude.
this game.
Milano is earned.
He
Milano
tackled
has
Jackson in the open field.
Milano is underpaid, and he got juked, by the way, and he still
Yes.
made the play. He still made the play. You know that does not happen, guys. That play is probably going to go unnoticed by a lot, but not by me and Mikey. I'm telling you right now, that Milano play was huge. That tells you everything you need to know about how Matt Milano plays linebacker. He doesn't give up on plays, man. He doesn't.
Chewy, over under on how many items Tommy threw in the first half?
None. I was pissed in the first quarter, like I want to say through first quarter and most of the second quarter. And I don't know, man. There was a turn somewhere there. And yeah, man, but I will say one thing I do want to say about the offense. I really hope, and you brought it up, Mikey, when we were talking earlier about getting a little bit more creative plays by Dorsey. I still didn't really see it. I like the play calling, at the second half. I did. There was still some I was like scratching my head on, but I'm still waiting for that creative side of
The
Dorsey.
creativity from Dorsey.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that because I know he has it.
I did see it on that last drive. If you notice, we threw that little bubble screen out to.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, you're right. That was a
I would
good
like
play.
to see more of that. You know what I done seeing is the stupid curl over the middle that keeps getting tipped.
Yeah,
and the run up the gut that doesn't work.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I like.
And the stretch worked.
I love the toss and the stretch. Absolutely love it. Our offensive line is built that way. They can get out. They're athletic enough. It's the middle runs. In between the tackles are terrible. Got to stop that. I don't know how. I don't know how many times it's a waste of a down every single time. 1 yard, 0 yards.
Kills our drives.
Absolutely. Just sets us right back. Every time. Who else are we going to talk about in this game that I thought Kaiir Elam played very well. He did not give up a lot at all. Dane Jackson for his return.
He missed a few tackles, but ultimately he played really well for how bad that injury was a couple weeks ago. The fact that he was out there and even able to play is amazing.
Yeah, 100%. I thought Mitch Morse, Chewy coming in, Morse had us out. Yeah. Morse did, especially because I don't think he's still 100% yet. You can kind of tell he's a little off, but he's still better than Rottenborn or whatever.
You want to know who else had a solid game? Was our two guards. Bates and Saffold.
I didn't even hear Bates' name, which is good.
Yeah. Our two tackles struggled a little bit.
They did.
Our two guards played extremely well.
100%. Yeah. Dawkins got blown up a few times. Dawkins, come on.
So did Brown.
The offsides. He did, but I expect that from Brown, though, at this point. Like, Brown needs this. Brown has to, I'll tell you what, year 2, buddy, you got to start showing a little bit more now. Like, Cromer needs to work with him maybe one-on-one or something. You know what I mean? Like something, because something's not. I see great plays from him, and I see some really bad plays. But that's a year and a half kind of guy. Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna grow.
Exactly. Yeah, man, Mike. We're just talking about Shakir. I mean,
I love that guy.
It's opportunity. I really hope McDermott looks at the film, understands the value that he brings to this offense, and just makes him part of the offense, because we need right now, especially with let's be honest here too. Let me pause this. Gabe Davis is not right. I kept telling you guys this since week 1. He's still not right. And I don't know if the ankle is affecting his hands, but apparently it is because he can't catch anything. Anything. He's dropping everything, right? The sure-handed Gabe Davis that normally catches those toe tappers, that makes those really nice plays, he is just out there. He's not contributing.
Yeah.
I hate seeing it because I expected a big season from Gabe Davis. And I until he gets healthy, and I really thought he should have sat this game. I did. And what did he bring today? Really, honestly, what did he bring today?
He was a healthy body that we needed.
That's
at the
it.
End.
That's it.
A semi-healthy body. He was someone who
semi.
was out there.
He ain't healthy. Yeah, he ain't.
He was a semi-healthy body.
Semi. Yeah, and I'll say right now, we're playing Steelers next week at home. I'm honestly, man, I would if he's not right because
I have a feeling it's going to depend on the health of Crowder and
McKenzie too. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Hodgins, you mentioned him. That's an interesting name.
Yeah,
because he also had a good preseason. He's a bigger body. He's kind of built a little bit like Gabe Davis as far as height wise.
Yep. He can play. He proved he can play outside.
He did. Yeah. So it'd be interesting.
Get called up.
You might, and then we got the big Chiefs matchup. So I'd much rather see Gabe Davis healthy or at least close to healthy against a Chiefs game than the Steelers game. And by the way, Steelers lost to the Jets. I mean, this is how bad the Steelers are playing.
Pickett got put in. His first pass was a pick.
Yeah, and the Jets quarterback didn't look too hot either, but he had a good fourth quarter from what I'm hearing. I didn't watch the game; I just overheard it. But. Let's talk about Mikey the defense in the second half. Go ahead.
Dallas. Last night on the Mafia Sports Report, we had the backdoor Bills talk, and I told them in the chat I will not stand for any OBJ slander.
Yeah, me either.
Give me OBJ all day.
You guys understand now why?
I don't think many people with us were saying no.
Right. Yeah.
Like in our chat, I believe they all agreed with us.
Yeah, a lot. There is some people that still don't agree with it, but I'm telling you guys right now, if he's healthy and he's willing to, take a decent, contract.
Ooh, Scott.
Why not?
Yeah. Scott, that you know what? You might be onto something there, brother.
I don't think so. I think it's.
I mean, a couple of those went right through his hand.
Yeah, I get it, but it was a lot going through a lot of people's hand, and except for Shakir apparently,
right through his hand.
Yeah, Diggs had a perfect. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if I would necessarily say it's in his head, but I will say this: when you have a ankle injury or any kind of injury, you kind of think about that.
He was limping out there the whole time. Too.
Yeah. So imagine, he's going for a catch. I'm telling you, I play basketball with hurt ankle. It's mental in your head. You're like, even though it has nothing to do with your hands, but still, I'm going to catch it. I got to be careful here. I got to cut right here. Like things like that go in your head. I don't want to do this because I could hurt it more. So I wouldn't go there just yet about the hand situation. Now, if he's healthy when he comes back and we know he's 100% and he's still having, then I will agree with you on that. But right now in that kind of game, where everybody seemed to be dropping. And by the way, Baltimore also had the drops in the second half that they weren't having in the first half because they were catching everything in the first half. The Lamar Jackson play where Von Miller almost had him and he escaped. And we almost had an interception.
It went right off of Milano's hand. That's 2 weeks in a row that he just dropped it.
Yeah, rude. I mean, it was right here, dude. Right here, right? And the guy made a phenomenal catch, right? And our guys can't make simple catches. And I was like, this is how the game's going at that point, right? Like, these guys are making unbelievable catches. We can't make the most basic catch. And, boy, the things turn around. 716 Razor, Allen MVP, 100%. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys this. And I had the debate last year with Curtis, which is my buddy from Ace Per Head. And they were saying he thinks that Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL and not Allen. Allen will be like, I think he had 2 or 3.
On crack.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And so did Captain D, by the way. I totally disagree. Josh Allen is everything to this team. With no Josh Allen, we are a bad team. I'm sorry. Like, he is the motor.
We're a really good defense.
Yeah, and a bad offense. Yes, subpar. Maybe.
Kind of like
the offensive line's awful.
Years. Kind of like the
Yeah,
drought years.
I take that back. It's not awful, but it's not very good either. They got to. It's average. Yeah, and I am disappointed.
Average in pass protections, below average in run blocking.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I am a little disappointed through week 4 with our offensive line play because I honestly thought the addition of Cromer, Saffold, Spencer Brown second season, Ryan Bates coming back, Mitch Morse remaining under center, that we would be better. And it's still the same bad run blocking offensive line and I would say average pass blocking offensive line. We still can't pick blitzes up. Still can't do that. We're still struggling with blitzes. I am surprised. I will say this too, Mikey. I'm surprised that the Ravens didn't send more pressure, more blitzes on Allen like the Dolphins did late in the last week because it seems like we were having no answer. And even in this game, when they did bring some heat, you saw Josh Allen get sacked a few times. Now, Josh Allen makes some unbelievable. By the way, that one play that he hit Shakir was unbelievable. That is something that no quarterback can do in the NFL. Okay, that is strength.
That's
athleticism.
That's a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen type of.
Yeah, but I don't know if even Patrick Mahomes can get out of like a big guy. Yeah, but I'm talking about a guy grabbing.
He's not usually touched. Yeah,
right.
When Mahomes does it, he's not usually touched.
Like Allen could literally get out of somebody holding a defensive tackle, like, and somehow brush him off and still make a play. It's wild to see. No, you know what's weird today? I didn't drink too much, man. I am on my 4th beer right now, and that's not a lot. We're talking since 1 o'clock. Yeah, so yeah, a little under 5 for me, but I am super happy. I might go over now that we won. If we would have lost, I would have been on here and then I would have ate and went to bed and cried myself to sleep. But
there's a lot of blitzes. I've noticed more and more teams are sending blitzes at the Bills.
Yes, it's becoming yes.
But you know what? You also have to look into the first 2 weeks we blew teams out in good weather. The last 2 games we played have been
beautiful
funky weather.
Yeah, I still say, yep. I say what I say last year, and I still kind of believe it. The team is still not built for bad weather games.
No, it's not.
We are not built.
Like we would be so dumb. We would be on like the greatest show on turf type of type of offense if
in a dome.
We played in a dome.
Yes, like we would be unstoppable. Like honestly, unstoppable. It just and it all starts up front, right? That's why we're not good in bad weather games because our offensive line I will say this though. The defensive line is now built that way. Yeah. The offensive line still is not built for bad weather games. They are still because they can't run block, and we need to run in these particular games. I thought Baltimore ran the ball very well today, especially for them. They have okay running backs. I don't think they're anything special, but their offensive line did the trick. You know what I like? I was going to tell you. They have a play there, and we never ran this before, but they had a play where it was Lamar running, and they had 2 guys in the backfield. It was like a college formation type of play. Mm-hmm. And man, I absolutely love it because that's tough to defend. You don't know where it's going. You got 2 backs in 2 running backs back there. And then they got the huge, like 300-pound fullback, right? Who's athletic. I wonder why we don't start doing stuff like that to help the run maybe more. You know what I mean? Put Gilliam in more to block.
Gilliam recently.
Right.
We did where is he?
Weeks. And then that's it. That's it. Now he's more used as like a tight end and not even that anymore. It's like he went, I will say though, he got hurt and he hasn't been the same either since his injury. He hasn't come back. He's not the same. We have other tight ends coming in here and there. Dawson Knox, by the way, even though he's been quiet offensively, I think his his blocking in general has been great.
It's been fantastic.
Fantastic. So sometimes guys don't always look at the stats. Look at the whole game itself and see what a player does in there.
He's doing a lot of the dirty stuff that doesn't show up in the box scores.
Yeah,
which is what you want your tight. Very George Kittle-ish Because
Yeah,
George Kittle is one of the best tight ends in football. He doesn't always have the high stats because he does a lot of the dirty work in the run game as well. I've
yeah,
noticed that Knox did more of that. Matter of fact, Knox started out rough, dropped the opening pass, and then the second one got
100%.
picked off, but he made up for it later with a
Yeah,
great
that
catch.
Yeah, that first pass, at first I know you thought it was Knox, but it wasn't. I think that what happened was that ball got tipped and it kind of sputtered a little bit to the left there.
Uh-huh.
Because trust me, I don't think if that ball gets tipped, they got an interception. I think it goes right into Knox. Knox was in the position.
That one I saw the tip, but I was saying the first one. He
I know.
stood there and he
talking about the interception.
Get that ball. Yeah,
no, he didn't.
The very first drop.
That's stuff you got to learn. Yeah, not learn stuff you got to get better at.
Triggs, you're right. Knox has been working with Kittle in the offseason at tight end U.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, his game is starting to reminisce more and more of Kittle.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So before we jump into that, Tommy.
Yeah.
Overall, the Bills ran 62 plays. The Ravens ran 64 plays. They had the ball for 38 minutes. We had the ball for 21 minutes, almost 22 minutes.
Okay.
So we ran almost the exact same amount of plays. We just got in bigger chunks. We held them to 296 total yards. We had 326.
Yeah, so they won time of possession.
But we outdid them in everything else.
But we outdid them in exactly. So
except for rushing yards, they beat us 162 to 125.
Exactly. Yeah, they were way up in rushing at one point, and then I thought we got our act together. Josh Allen had a couple big runs. Devin Singletary actually got a couple good runs too at the end there. What's your feeling on Moss, man? You think Moss? They just need to. Because man,
I don't think they're going to. Do I think
they can't even pick up a yard? I mean, did you see the 3rd and 1?
Yeah.
Went to Moss. I don't, man.
See, I've also kind of put that on Dorsey. We're not a power run team. Stop putting freaking jumbo together. Spread them out and try to get your 1 yard.
Or if you do that, like we just talked about a couple minutes ago, or you bring in a fullback or a bigger dude back there to block. You do a different kind of scheme.
Our offensive line it's not
bad. No, and it's not built that way. No, it's not. We get bullied back every time. Every time. I don't understand it, man, but it is what it is. It's personnel. It's honestly, we have a very good offensive line coach. Cromer is legit, guys. This is not a Cromer problem. This is a personnel problem that Brandon Beane needs to address. And the draft, he has to. Cannot keep avoiding this because it won't. You're going to either get Josh Allen hurt in time, or just games like this are going to happen a lot. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, so let's talk about this, Tommy. Me and you were texting about this, about the Sean McDermott not calling the timeout. Before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
When it is 2nd and 15, and you give up a 12, a play for 12 yards, and it becomes 3rd and 3, you don't call a timeout there. You let it run to the 2 minutes. The reason for that is if they do convert on 3rd and 3, you're not giving them extra time. You're giving them free timeout.
I hear you, but maybe they should have started with the timeout on the 2nd and whatever. Or was that a down? Was that a sack? Or I forget the play on that. Was that a time down?
Yeah, so it was a time down. Then there was an incompletion, and then they got on 2nd and 15.
Yeah, see, I was on the fence with it, but then obviously we got to talking, so I agree with Mike.
And they were able to keep that timeout to use to go down and get the touchdown.
Yeah,
the ball back.
Yeah, I agree with that. The time management.
It was actually very smart the way
it was much better than last week. The time management last week was a disaster. I thought this week was perfect. And even me and Mike were talking about we got to score a touchdown there at the end. But once, when you're looking at the game, once I'm like, wow, if we get the first here, then no. I mean, the chances of Bass missing a 20-yard, 25-yard field goal is very slim. Could it happen? Sure. But no, at that point,
you don't give the ball back to them.
You know what game that reminded me of? Years back, we played the Patriots. And we did the same exact thing. Remember, we had the field. We ran it and we kneeled it and we got the win on a field goal. I forget who made the field goal at that time. Who was our kicker? But we wound up winning that. Yeah, you remember that game, right? We purposely ran and got the first, and then they ran out of time. So it was a perfect ending. And this was exactly. It was like the same.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what happened, Thomas. What happened was we stopped giving them the ball on their side of the field.
What's he talking about? I missed that.
So he's talking about how they were smash mouthing us at the beginning, then something happened.
They were.
Stepped up. Well, just remember, we open the game, throwing an interception. They get the ball at like the 7-yard line. They go in and they score a touchdown. We get the ball back. We go down and we kick a field goal. They get the ball back. They drive down. They kick a field goal. We get the ball back. We fumble. Give them the back. They score a touchdown. We get the ball back. We have to. I think we punt at that time. They get the ball back. They kick a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And so really, the 2 drives that they drove that weren't actually turnovers, they got 6 points out of. The 2 touchdowns that they got were because we gave them short field.
Yeah, just like last week. Week. I do want to throw one more name out there. Sam Martin. Pretty good punter.
Our punter. We actually got to see him. He played a role today outside of holding that he actually pinned them deep.
Yes. I thought at first that it was a bad, I couldn't tell the way because they didn't really have a good camera view on that punt.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw the ref going to the 5 or whatever, I'm like, damn, okay. But listen, the defense is honestly what triggered everything. I mean, because if they give up a touchdown, right, another touchdown, let's say 10 more points, maybe we're talking a little different right now, right? It was a total, by the way, that was a 5th home loss in a row by the Ravens. Yikes, right? Baltimore fans have to be furious right now, Mikey. 5 straight home losses. That's bad. That's really bad. And I got to say, they played well today. They did. They played well enough to win, but they didn't play well enough in the second half.
You know what?
To get the win. But they did. I thought they played pretty well today.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I want to go to Chewy's comment real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He says someone needs to sit down with Teron and teach him technique. I loved that Teron Johnson was getting physical with the tight end.
Sure.
Andrews.
Absolutely.
I'll take those physical penalties all day long.
Absolutely. So speaking of that, Lamar Jackson, 20 of 29, 144, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I mean, that's not a great game. We play very well, especially how he started, right? You would think he was going to just destroy us.
Granted,
Lamar Jackson rushing.
Of those 9 incompletions, 2 of them were dropped.
Exactly. Yeah, I get it.
No. I say that because when we start talking about the difference between Josh's game and Lamar's game.
Oh, yeah.
Lamar had 2 drops. Josh had 8 drops.
We had a ton. I have to go back and look, but you're right. He probably did. Lamar Jackson, 11 carries, 73 yards, no touchdowns, 18 long. I mean, we did as good as we can against probably the greatest running quarterback or damn close to it. It's between him and Michael Vick, and he's up there. I would say maybe better.
I think Lamar is better.
Right. So
Lamar was able to do it longer.
Yeah, that's not bad. Now receiving, their main weapon, let's see here, let's see what he got today. Mark Andrews, two receptions, 15 yards. I mean, his key weapon we totally took out of the game. Yeah, I mean, their best receiver on the day was 51 yards. I mean, you got to give some credit to the corners as well. The corners are filling in beautiful. Yeah. We have no Trey White still. We have no Benford, right? We have Khair Elam, and who was Dane Jackson and Khair Elam today, correct?
And Teron Johnson, and then the safeties were Poyer and Hamlin. Hamlin was filling in.
Yes, Hamlin came in for Jaquan today.
Yeah, he was playing the center field. Jaquan's more of the hammer.
Yes. So I thought
more center fielder. So,
but it was great to have Poyer back to lead that defense, that back room there, that safety, that corners, to be the leader, because he is a leader, man. I'm telling you, he's in the right place at the right time every freaking play, it seems, man. Always. When the ball's tipped, I'm like, where's Poyer? I'm sure his hands somewhere are gonna be on it, right?
He finds a way to be around the ball and make the plays.
Always.
At the end of the day. Always.
Yeah.
He always finds a way.
I mean, that last play, even though it was 4th down, man, he
was beaten. The guy was wide open.
Yes.
And Poyer just closed.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it was
He
just
wanted the
like
ball.
he wanted it. He wanted it more. I love seeing it. I also love that the fact that the Bills coaching staff was calm. They really were. They didn't let that big lead. They didn't panic. Right, 20-3. I mean,
They
looking
just
at Frazier
chipped
on the
away.
sideline. Yeah, looking at Frazier on the sideline too. He just looked like okay. He was calm, man, cool like a cucumber, bro.
You know who
And
else
I'm
was
like,
calm
damn,
today?
Dorsey was calm. He really was.
Dorsey was calm today.
Whenever they panned him, I'm like, okay.
He was just calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and McDermott too, like I got to give him credit, for that. But, yeah, man, I thought it was a great second half, in total by the team. I thought everybody stepped up, Mikey, and got us the W, because without everybody, stepping up, that would have been a loss. 100%.
It was a team win today. It really
100%.
was.
That was a team win. Yeah, I
Last
love
year,
Josh Allen, but that was a team win.
win that.
Yeah.
Our defensive line, Prince Emili, our
the big
twin
yes.
star, our Ivy League kid steps up with a batted ball that Poyer picks.
Yes. I will say this though. I will say this, Mikey. We really need Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver back. Like, you guys don't understand. That is a big loss. Those guys would get after the quarter. Like, we are missing that middle.
We're missing that
middle rush.
Guy.
We are missing that, because for as much as I like Settle, and I think Settle will get better, he's not there yet. He's not on the Phillips level. He's not on Ed Oliver's level. Not yet. But man, we are missing those guys. I hope they get back soon. I really hope they're back for the Chiefs game. One of the guys, right? Because we need that. We're going to need that. And that Chiefs game, you're going to need Phillips or Oliver in there. You have to have it. That's a tough game.
We'll probably have both of them back by then.
I really hope. I was hoping that Oliver be back.
You know who I didn't see much of tonight, and that could be a good thing because he just played his position, was Groot. Gregory Rousseau.
He had a half sack, which I thought they should have credited.
But he just set the edge. He set the edge on his side of the field. You know who wasn't setting the edge? That kind of drove me crazy was AJ.
Oh, dude. Yes, I saw that
AJ was collapsing too far inside and letting Lamar get out and around him. And it was pissing me off. And then the second half, you saw Lawson out there more than you saw AJ.
I did, and Shaq was making some plays too.
He was making some plays. Imagine that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he's a vet. He has a little bit more experience.
He also
has
played against these guys in the system and understands what the game plan calls for.
100%. Daquan Jones, by the way, is quietly still playing pretty damn good football. I like him, man.
It says Allen got hit a few times. Had a few times hit against him. They should have gotten called for personal fouls. Awesome. Yeah. I didn't agree with the roughing the quarterback.
Yeah, the last call.
However, by the rule, he left his feet. He's going to get called every time.
I'll tell you what did it. I'll tell you why I think it was called. Because watching it in fast, not even that, and watching in fast time, when he threw the ball, got rid of it, it almost looked like he held himself, like he wanted to hold up. He kind of paused and he went through it again. You know what I mean? Like, and I think the ref saw like he had the opportunity to stop, and he still like stopped, and then he went again. And then I think that's what and then of course Josh Allen kind of sold on it a little bit.
He always
tells
that.
Which is fine. But
his head snapped back, so it looked like he might have went high to his head. He left his feet is another reason why. Anytime a defender leaves his feet, he's gonna get called for that every time.
Yeah. I thought there was a lot of holding, by the way, on the Ravens offensive line. I saw so many holding that they did not
let those guys play almost the whole game.
But there was some bad holds there. There really was.
Rousseau was held one time so bad on a Lamar like long run.
Yeah. I forget what I know what one you're talking about too. Like I was like,
you text me.
It was so blatantly obvious. Yeah, it was so obvious too. Josh Allen getting kneed in the helmet. I was like, ugh. There was one play where I think he went down. He got sandwiched.
By the way, Josh slid all day today.
He did. That's what I mean. I think
all day.
And it was one of those plays where he went kind of sliding, and they kind of like kneed his head with and I'm like, but he was fine. Man, Josh Allen, tough kid, man. Tough son of a bitch, bro. He's so tough.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Bass, money today.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
After getting the tipped finger last week and in nasty weather, like
Uh-huh.
I have so much respect for that guy. That guy is usually money. When he misses, it's more like, whoa, what happened?
Right. I'm still so nervous on like it's always like the easy ones, when the announcer's like, this is a chip shot, and that's like, all right, here comes the block, right?
Yeah.
right?
Everyone wonders why Josh doesn't slide because even when he slides, he still gets hit, and they don't protect him. So he's like, "Why slide? I'd rather give the punishment than take the punishment."
Yeah, yeah.
That's part of the
No,
reason
man.
why he doesn't like to slide.
Yeah, he averaged 6.4 a carry. Yeah, that 20-yard run.
Chewy's
Yeah.
asking, Tommy, who's the player of the game on D and O for you?
Oh, D is easy. That's Jordan Poyer because he had the two
And
turnovers.
I will
You have to give it to him.
I will go with defense player of the game, Matt Milano. The dude was
Yeah. If I could give a co, if you want to do a co, that's fine. I could.
So you can give it to Poyer. I'll give it to Milano.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to make sure he gets his recognition because the dude was a monster today.
Sure.
On offense, it's Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, 100%.
And our unsung hero.
Who you got?
I'm
going Shakir.
Khalil. Yeah.
Yeah. Shakir. Look at me and Mike are like, and we're normally like that. Normally we're like total like tug of war here. Like, so hey, Mikey. Wow.
Edmonds did. Edmonds did play a fantastic.
Sure. The Predator, man. The Predator.
He came out. Yeah, when Bass misses, it's usually long ones if he misses. So if he misses a chip shot, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah,
something funky happened.
Something.
He doesn't usually miss those.
No, he doesn't. I thought he was very calm today too. Tucker, man, God, he's so good. But he is so cocky. God, but he's good.
He's cocky because he's so good.
He's great.
He may be the best kicker ever. He really
yeah. I hate it because I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. But he's damn.
He's a freaking weapon, dude.
And he can drill him from 65. I mean, like, what the hell?
How about McKenzie on kickoff returns?
Very well until he got hurt
in the rain, where he usually scares me.
Yes,
he did well today.
He did very well. He averaged. Let me get to that. So on kick returns, he did. Average 23 for 46. He had a long of 42. He did very well. And listen, Crowder did well too on punt returns. I thought he had a couple. He was safe.
He's a play and letting it bounce over his head.
Yes, I love that Shakir kind of like faked like he was.
He always does that. He always runs away from the ball and like pretends like he's going to catch it somewhere else.
Yeah, I love it. He's smart. That's smart. That's like a vet kind of kick returner.
He did have a great second half.
He did. I told you guys.
Going to Moss.
Yeah, somebody tweeted me, take him out. I said on Twitter, I'm like, no. So I didn't. Yeah, and I didn't even. All I replied back was no. Dude, stop. There's great running backs that fumble. You know what I mean? You can't like just automatic one fumble, you're out of here. Like you can't do that.
They took him off the field like McDermott does always. Put in Moss and he did nothing, so they put him back in. Then they put in Cook and he dropped the pass. So they're like, okay, back to Singletary. Here we go.
I'll tell you what Singletary's doing really good at is the pass catching. He's improved like a lot, dude. Because remember, coming out of college, that was like his. He can't pass catch. He's not a pass.
I did hear that on the when we scored our touchdown to end of the half when we were down 2010. You heard it loud and clear.
A lot. There was a lot of Bills fans. Like when they panned out into the stands, I saw a lot of blue, man. Like a lot of blue and red.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's who came out and said they don't like him. Oh, you heard about that? Shady said he's garbage. Did you see that interview?
Shady doesn't believe in him.
Clearly not. He's pulling the Ramsey. He's garbage.
He doesn't believe him at all. And listen, I will listen to Shady. He's played with some of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And Shady's the first one that came out and told you Josh Allen's going to be a monster in this game. It's not going to be this year, but he's going to be a monster in this game. He saw it early.
Yeah. Eric, I said that, I think, last week or the week before. I think it was 2 weeks ago. It's not that he's scared. I don't think he's scared. I think he's more. I think it's more. I think too much. I think he's thinking too much.
Yeah.
And he's overthinking. Right. He's not just playing football. And I think he's going in there, he's getting his chance, but he's overthinking the play, and instead of just playing football. And once he gets that out of his head, And once the game slows down,
and it may not be until later this year, early next year, before he truly feels that way.
I 100% agree, and he has to gain a little weight. He has to. He has to put some weight on lower body weight.
I would like to see us stop using him so much as the running back and start sliding him out into like routes and
100%.
Because he's a fantastic route runner, catches the ball great.
I agree.
I would like to see him used in more situations like that, or use him as a gadget guy. Run some jet sweeps. By the way, did you see the motion came back today?
I did.
I loved it.
I think. By the way, I mean, I don't know anything about concussion. I'm not a concussion expert.
We're not giving up on Cookie.
I think McKenzie will be all right.
I love that he instantly went into concussion protocol. He should.
Yes. Yeah, the NFL ain't playing around no more, right? With that, like they are not game.
They fired that independent
neuro
consultant.
I know, because he probably got bullshitted. Let's be real. I know we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, Tua went in there, and he probably didn't even realize he was messed up because he didn't even, bro. I think he didn't even understand what happened, like that he got a concussion. His first probably thought was my back was hurting earlier, right? And that's what concussed people do, right? They don't realize what just happened. And he probably told the doctor, "Oh no, I got bent up and was my back." Because they say sometimes you can act normal on a concussion right away. It's not always like you can answer the right questions. You know what I mean? But you still could be messed up. So they probably just asked him some basic, where are you playing? In Miami. You know what I mean? And I just think they totally dropped. I don't think they looked too deep in it. But I got to say, even though the doctor got fired, all that crap, I still kind of put it on the coaching too. You don't have tablets. You don't have computers. You don't see what happened. Get out of here with that. That's on the coaching. Yeah. That's up to you not to put him in.
Like,
but whatever.
He was McKenzie ran off the field and they still didn't let him come back.
Exactly. I thought he looked all right.
If he did come out, honestly, and if he did come back, I don't think McDermott would have put him back in the game.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think so. He at that point there was no need to have McKenzie even back. Like honestly, there wasn't. I love McKenzie and I need him for the future. This team needs him moving forward. Yeah. Why even do that? Why do that to him? Would make no sense. And like I said, man, I hate injuries, Mikey. I hate them. Right. But I will say this, it gave an opportunity for Khalil Shakir to come in and show that he is more than able to roll with this offense and make plays when needed. So even though, like I said, it's a shitty way for him to come in, right, and get maybe possibly earn a spot now, like in this offense. But sometimes things work out that way. And I have a feeling, Mikey, that it might have favored Shakir now moving forward. I think I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I hope so too. I'm with you.
I would like to see it. Honestly, I watched Crowder drop 3 balls today.
Yeah. I still like Crowder though. I do like Crowder.
I watched him.
I'm not saying anything bad. I don't think Crowder should be like not used in this offense.
No, neither do I. I just don't think he needs to be a focal point. I would rather see us.
I agree. Or mix it up and see if Shakir is right. Making bigger plays, and if he is, then you do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Yeah, do what you got to do.
Send them all out there and see who's the one that's playing with the hot hand. Eric, we talked about this a little bit earlier. I agree. We just need to rest Davis. We need to get him healthy.
Got it.
He's not the same guy when he's not healthy.
No, you got to rest him.
Chewy came in and asked, "What's the word on Benford's return?" He had surgery this week. They said he'll probably be out next week. He could return for the Chiefs game, but depending on if they want to let him play one-handed or not, chances are he probably won't return until after the bye, though.
I say 2 to 4 weeks from the time that happens. So
so
that sounds about right. Exactly. Yeah. So that sounds about right. And that's totally cool.
He could play the Chiefs game if they need him because they could put a club on it because he doesn't need to be able to catch the ball. But they're guessing more along the lines of after the bye.
Yeah.
And it really depends. It probably depends on what's going on with Trey as well.
Yeah, I think I honestly think also with the injuries that are still lingering on some of these guys, that Bean does need to look for some possible moves, trades. And I'm not saying for a superstar player. So guys, don't get that. We don't have enough room. We don't have the money. I'm talking about depth, right? And I'm not talking about Xavier Rhodes, who's an older vet. I'm talking about a guy that still has because maybe Xavier Rhodes has it still, but clearly he got hurt within 2 days by probably not playing football. I need a guy that's still on a practice squad playing something, right? I don't know. I think he needs to make some moves, especially on the offensive line, because man, we are one player away from a disaster happening, right? Getting hurt. All right. Let's say Morse goes down again or
But
something.
there's not enough good offensive linemen out there.
There's not. I get it, but I'm talking about just depth in general, right? Besides a Bobby Hart. You know what I mean? There has to be somebody out there you can just add on to the team or something. There's always a guy. There's always. And we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't. Thomas, there's two serious questions. The Bills stopped Baltimore down 23. When it was 2020, Martin stops them on the 5. Ravens go down the field until the end zone. Why soft defense? I don't believe they played soft defense. The problem that they were having is they were sending that safety blitzes rather than the linebacker blitzes, and the safety
which
blitzes
was a
were
huge
getting there
mistake,
late, which has allowed them to convert. They converted a ton of 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 6s. We were still playing solid. And then why did Harbaugh not kick the field goal? He didn't trust his defense.
Yeah. See, I think he should. I think he should. Mikey says no, but I really, the way the game was going, I still didn't think.
I don't like the play call, though.
I know you didn't trust. I know you're saying maybe he didn't trust the defense of the Ravens, but I didn't think they were getting spanked either. You know what I mean? I thought they were getting. Also, the Ravens offense wasn't doing anything at that point. So it was like they were putting 0 up. So the defense was really having to carry it to kind of hold that game steady even.
So that was very much like the Miami game last week, though, where they figured if we go for it on the, like we did, we went for it on the 2-yard line. We didn't get it, and then they had to go from the 2. We had to punt. Blocked, went out. The difference is Lamar threw a pick and it brought it back out to the 20. Rather than
but let's say he doesn't throw the pick, Mikey. Right?
Let's just say hypothetically.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta go 98 yards. I understand the gamble. The gamble was he figured they were either going to get the touchdown or we were going to start the 2.
I get it. I get it. I just the odds. I guess that's every coach.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You would take the points there, but he was thinking also, are they going to drive 98 yards on my defense?
No, I get it, but I think every coach is different.
He threw the pick and brought it out to the 20.
Yeah, I get it. I'm
Poyer being Poyer.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it at if I'm a coach, right? And I'm just looking at the whole game, how it's gone so far, and I'm also looking at the conditions of the rain, which, by the way, picked up in the second half. The rain and wind, right? Exactly. Right. So if I'm a coach, I'm looking at all that, and I'm taking that into factor, and I'm saying, okay, I got a clutch kicker. It's an easy field goal. We know that's an easy 3. Let's go. Let's kick that field goal. We're up 23-20, and let's just see what the Bills can do against this rain and wind, and can they come down and score a field goal, right? That's how I would have played, but I totally understand what you're saying as well, why he went for it as well. But I just, me personally, I go for the field goal there, and I let my defense.
And that's fine. And who knows? Maybe his players were saying you got to go because Josh talks McDermott into going a lot
all the time. I agree.
And it could have been one of those things that Lamar came over to him and said, "Let me have it."
He felt confident. Yeah.
You know what the real issue was? They didn't get Lamar on the outside, give him that run pass option. When you have a mobile quarterback, you have to give him that run pass option. Put the pressure on the defense. They dropped him back. They dropped him back, and then we played. Our D line got through and put pressure on him. He threw it up, and it got picked.
Right. When he backpedaled, you have to have an extremely strong arm, and he has a good arm, but I don't think it's not Josh Allen strong.
But there isn't very many Josh Allen strong arms out there.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. So once he was backpedaling, he had nowhere to go but to throw it. It's 4th down. Like if that was a 3rd down, you throw the ball away, right? Or you live for another down. He had no choice. It's 4th down, right? So he had to throw it up and give his receiver a chance, and it just wasn't strong enough. And Poyer made a great play, and that was
honestly, that's where you tell him you take the sack, you have them backed up. That puts them all the way out to the 20. Or you throw it out of the back of the end zone. And maybe that's what he was trying to do.
Don't cost us. Don't cost us. Don't cost us. Right.
Don't fumble. Don't throw a pick. We have them backed up if we're going to go for it. But Chewy asked, did we see? Yeah, Bystocks comes in and says we did a great job of containing Lamar. We did a really good job of containing Lamar most of the day.
I did
But
see
Peters was
Peters.
going
Yeah,
crazy on the sideline, and that was
that was a
because
Singletary.
that was a Singletary. Peters was trying to telling them to let us go into the end zone, so they got the ball back with a minute something left. Singletary was going down, and he was trying to pull him into the end zone, and two of the players ran up and pushed Singletary down, his own guy,
Right.
and he
It was
lost his freaking mind.
It was miscommunication on the defense because they
And then
you figured they had to have talked before.
Well, no, it wasn't even just that. Then the next play, Josh QB sneaks it, and they were trying to pull him in the end zone, and his guys pushed him down again, and he lost his shit after that. Back-to-back plays.
Because that was it. Yeah, that first down was a wrap. Yeah, if we don't get the first down there, maybe things are different. But that was a wrap. Like once the first down happened,
I'm very happy to see
out of
Josh Allen
timeouts
take that quarterback sneak straight up the middle.
I know it's such a dangerous play though. Still, but I want to say I want to bring up another play that happened. I would have been pissed as a Bills fan. The Lamar Jackson, even though they got it still, but that third down, that run where he extended the ball out before his foot hit the ground, that was a first down. I thought the refs kind of fucked that.
Who me?
Lamar Jackson. They gave it to him.
No. I'm talking about the thing. Tell me you're not wearing a Miami hat with the Buffalo logo on it. Who me? No, absolutely not.
Is that a Miami hat with the Buffalo logo? What?
No, this is absolutely the old Reebok sideline hat. Maybe it's because
painted the logo
lighting,
over.
Does it look orange? Does my lighting make me look orange?
Oh, Mikey,
absolutely
the undercover.
not.
But do you know what play I'm talking about, Mikey, or no? On the Lamar play. Yeah. What did you think on that? I'm just curious. Did you think it was first down? Like if that's Josh Allen, are you pissed?
No,
we don't get the call there.
Would I be pissed? Yeah, because I'm a Bills fan. But when the ref explained it, I understood it. It's not where he steps out of bounds the ball is. It's where his foot crosses and the ball.
Yeah, it was close. I got it.
When the ref explained it, it was a half yard short because he showed it.
Well, not the ref, the guy, the ex-ref or whatever that guy, the Gene Steratore.
Yeah, who was one of the best.
He is. But sometimes he gets it wrong. He's not always right. But it didn't matter. They still got it. But I still feel like I've seen Josh do that a lot, by the way. Mm-hmm. And we get I mean a lot, dude. And I'm usually like first down.
Josh is also 6'5" and has longer arms.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Thomas Convinced says his stupid comment of the week. Anybody missing Jerry Hughes and Levi Wallace? Hell no. Levi Wallace is sitting on the bench in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So no for Wallace. Yes for Hughes, but not as a player. I would have absolutely loved if he could a rotational guy, or even if he retired and somehow could work with the Bills as on the defense, like as like an assistant or something. Like I think he's listen. I love Jerry. Like
he's a Buffalo legend.
Yeah, he gets too much shit.
So long.
Yeah, but playing wise, no, of course not. Like but you got to remember, like he's older and like it happens. Like not every player is a Von Miller, right?
He got a win today. His team got a win today.
They did. Did they? Houston came back.
I think Houston didn't.
No, I thought they got spanked. Hold on. I could swear they got spanked. I was looking at the score.
Oh, they ended up losing 34-24.
Wow, but they did make a comeback. What about the Lions?
They were making a comeback. The Lions got beat. Bad. Lions got beat
48-45. That's not bad. They came back.
Lions had to make a comeback at the end again.
How bad are the Lions defense? If I was a Lions fan, I would be furious because 45 should do it.
No, absolutely not, Pierre. Leave Levi where he's at.
Yeah, no.
Do not bring him back.
We're okay. With that. Listen, Trey will be back. Like I said, I think right after the bye. And let's just hope that he is back to what he was, right? We're, as the Trey we come to love.
Really? Mark says the Pats are down to did Hoyer get hurt?
Get the hell out. Well, that doesn't shock me. Hoyer is like 95 years old. Like he seems like he's been
still that's rough.
Did he really get hurt? Oh, that's terrible. I'm not watching the game, but
neither am I.
But that is
Zappy's in. He was 5 of 6 for 37 yards, and Zappy's now in 3 for 5 for 9 yards.
Oh, yikes.
Ouch.
Yeah, poor Patriots. I know, you know who's upset right now, right? You know who? Trevor and Juan, Sports Dynasty.
Oh, God, they're losing their minds right now.
It's too bad.
Joey, Levi still running after Kelsey. Yes, no, never. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Let me quick. I'm going to give you guys some score updates, Mikey, real quick. Might as well, right?
Okay, yeah,
So before we get off here, so I'm going to give you finals. Okay, so Minnesota beat New Orleans, and I totally made a mistake and forgot to put Kamara on my bench on fantasy.
Sucker.
Yeah, I got
That's
0 points.
fantasy champion right there.
I know, but I will say Jefferson finally stepped up for me in that game. They had a good game. They won 28-25. Great. By the way, if you saw the ending of that, the Will Lutz made a long field goal. I think it was like 60, 61.
Double doink. 61.
And he missed the and then he missed the 61 right after double doink. Too bad.
Yeah.
Cleveland lost to the Falcons 23-20. Typical Cleveland Browns thing. Dallas won, which we talked about this, right? With Howie 25-10. Wentz is terrible. Seattle beat Lions.
How about Cooper Rush? Give that guy his flowers.
Stepped up and he's played very well. I got to give him credit. Yeah. By the way, another team that I said, and I told you, Thomas, especially you, isn't as bad as you think. Tennessee Titans beating the Colts, who just beat the Chiefs.
What is wrong with the Colts?
24, and they just beat the Chiefs at home, and now they lose at home to the Titans. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We like what you figured you have a little momentum there. A little?
Yes, Chewy, I'm with you. Tommy's haircut jinx is over. No more haircuts, Tommy.
I told you about that, right? And that's not happening again.
Big win.
I'm trying to go.
Mike James, big win today. Go ahead, Tommy. Sorry.
No, I was trying to go to this. I wanted to see something real quick on his stats, and it's not.
Okay,
let me see if
while you're
go ahead, keep talking. Yeah.
Seahawks beat the Lions 48-45. The Giants beat the Bears 20-12.
Yeah, you go ahead with that.
How about Dayball?
Did the Giants win again?
3-1 Giants.
I got it, especially.
Give the guy some credit.
I got to because I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in Daniel Jones.
You know who they remind me of? That first-year Buffalo Bills, who were going to just backdoor the way to the playoffs.
The 2017 Bills
weren't supposed to be good. Yeah, the 2017 Bills.
Right.
You know, the Eagles beat the Jaguars 29-21. How about the Jags hanging in there? They're not that bad. The Jags are the surprise team. Eagles are 4-0. The Jets beat the Steelers 24-20. Ultimately, Trubisky got pulled. They put in Pickett. He threw the first pass to a pick. Jets come back at the end to win. Scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth to win it. The Bills pull off the 23-20 comeback win. And the Chargers beat the Texans 34-24. And then the game's going on right now. Panthers are winning 7-3 over the Cardinals.
Packers
are winning 7-3 over the Patriots.
They're not very
Broncos
good.
And Raiders are tied 10-10.
The Packers are not very good. I got to be honest with you. They should be steamrolling the I know the Patriots defense isn't as, not that bad. They always play good, but come on, man. The Packers just don't have a good offense, bro. If they have no weapons for Rodgers, and Rodgers is too caught up in his selfishness anyways. He's not a good, in my opinion, he's a terrible team player. I can't stand
leader.
Terrible leader. That's what I meant. Leader-wise. Like, he is so...
He's a fantastic player. He's a
fantastic. Yeah, but he's just... His body language is terrible when things aren't... He's just I don't know. He doesn't step up for his team. He's not a team. He's not a leader, like you said.
It's not an orange hat. Here, let's see if I change the lighting. Does that make him look more red?
Oh my God, that is orange, you Dolphin fan. That's very orange.
It's not.
That is awful, Dolphin fan.
I'll play with the lighting.
Tell this guy to take his Dolphin hat off and get a.
Shut up.
Squish the fish, man. Oh, he's changing it, guys. There we go. There, you guys happy now? You made Mikey. You made him feel really bad with that Dolphin hat that he was wearing. I still don't like that orange shirt, but we'll put up with it.
It's not an orange shirt; it's a red shirt.
We know that you flipped it inside out. There's a Dolphins logo in the middle.
Oh God!
Or I heart Tua. What is going on with you today, Mike? Shame on you. I guess still kind of orangey. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
look, Thomas knows. I think it's out, man. The cat's out the bag, man.
Is that better?
Oh, there! You're red. You're red now. There you go. Yes.
Now.
Yes. You're back. Glad to have you back. Part of Bill's Mafia. Mikey, you are welcome back, man. Welcome back to the fam. You know, I know that first half bothered you and you got your Dolphins gear on, but
Stop
you
it.
forgot to take it off before the show started. So,
Is that
welcome
better?
back. Yes.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes. There it is. Anyways, Mikey, great win. It was a great great post
bullied
game
over
show.
here. Getting bullied.
Mikey's getting bullied. Great post game show. Everybody, Chewy, Thomas, everybody, thanks for coming in. We will be back tomorrow, Mikey, me and Mikey. Hey, real quick, actually, before we leave, Chad, are you still here? What is a good time that you want us to come on Monday nights? Would you prefer us to come on at 10 or 11? I'm just very curious on your thoughts. You guys are the audience, because last week and the week before we've been coming on at 11, 11:15. So what do you guys prefer us come on? Because we can come on at 10. It doesn't matter to me, but last week we didn't see a lot of you guys, and I know it's getting late on if you're living on the East Coast. So just curious if you guys could say something before we bounce out of here.
Or put it in the comments. Let us know.
10. All right, we got one. We got one that says 10.
Okay.
We got first one in. All right, we take a vote here real quick before we get off. 10.
10.
Chewy's saying 10. Uh-oh, Mikey. We're looking like 10 already.
That's fine. Let's do 10 o'clock.
All right, guys. 10 it is. 11, too late. Unless it's another Monday Night Football game for the Buffalo Bills, then we will be on right after the Bills game. So there you go. Yeah, see, too late for everybody. So 10 o'clock, we see you 10 on Monday. Guys, Buffalo Bills are the damn best, 3-1. And we are still top of the AFC East, tied with the Dolphins right now. Dolphins have their own issues going on. So hopefully we can continue this winning streak of 1 and make it 2 against the Steelers.
We get revenge game against the Steelers next week.
That's right.
Then we close out before our bye against the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
We said if we can go through this first 6-game stretch at 4-2, we would be happy.
Yeah, sure, 100%.
We have a legit shot at going, 5-1.
Yeah, 100%. All right, for me, for Mikey, Bills Mafia #1, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace out. Go Bills.